Hello everyone, my name is Kenmei and welcome to Project Resplendent, a series of videos where I give early units in Fire Emblem Heroes a Resplendent treatment based on your suggestions, so feel free to leave a few suggestions in the comments. And we're already back with another Kensplendent, woohoo! This time around we're working on some muscles there because we are working on Bartre, more specifically a Jotunheimr Bartre. It was actually pretty interesting to work on this. We'll talk a bit more about the designing process. I would like, I think, some Jotunheimr Bartre. Inspiration-wise, I of course took both of the sisters, Darker and Not, but I also took a few inspirations from the two boys who received Resplendent treatment, being Ephraim and Saber. Don't know why I'm always forgetting this one. So as you can see, I started with a headband. I was wondering if I could go with the headpieces you can see on Dagger and Not, but I thought it would be maybe too much, maybe too refined. I'm sorry, Bartre, but you're one sturdy boy, and even though you're going to end up a bit more elegant than usual, you're still here for the muscles, so let them pop out, I say. Interestingly, usually when I do these Resplendents, I try to look at the original design before the characters are implemented to interface. And for example, Bartre doesn't really have pauldrons, so I tried to work with Faye's original pauldron design. It wasn't that hard, especially with the straps. The Jotunheimr strap made it actually pretty easy to implement the pauldrons. You're going to see a lot of straps. Yeah, we need a lot of straps to maintain those muscles. I know he doesn't really have one in his original form, but I also added a little color because, yeah, we like that. One thing I had a hard time with was also the legs. Especially, should I give Bartre slim pants? Should I give him something that he would more likely wear? You can see where I went with this one. I also changed the design of the leg piece armor, adding a little protection around the knee. And yeah, usual sandals. We do like them. It was also interesting to add in the patterns of Jotunheimr, crossing patterns. What's usually interesting with those patterns is that they really have their own identity. Emblem's cross patterns are not the same as Ascarian cross patterns, and they're not the same as Jotunheimr cross patterns, so I hope I managed to make them Jotunheimr enough, I'd say. Throughout the whole process of redesigning, I sometimes have to struggle between giving them the aesthetic of the realm and, actually staying true to the original design, which wasn't quite as easy as you'd think. And now, for the big question. We have a red cape or red scarf. Should it go below or above the armor piece? This was actually quite a struggle, and I think it boils down to whether we wanted to show the pauldron's design or a bit of Bartre's torso. I think you can guess what I chose. As for the stance of the actual art, it was pretty hard. I tried two things. I tried two takes, both being close to what you could see in previous Bartre's art. The first on the left was a cipher card, but it was also already represented in Meet the Heroes. So I tried something more solemn and a bit reminiscent in the arm crossing stance is original Binding Blade art. I thought I was pretty content on the stances and I already had made my decision, so I went with the colors, and unlike what I did with Nephenee, I tried to stay closer to what we have with the usual Jotunheimr color palette. I basically just gave the gloves a little hint of orange instead of red, just to make it closer to his original design. I hesitated heavily. I thought of maybe giving his shirt a blue hue, but I don't think it was that good on Nephenee, and so I tried to, stay a bit more focused color-wise this time around. Coming back to the stance, I thought I had decided pretty well on which one I wanted to work on, being the more stoic one, but after some consultation with someone who really enjoys Bartre, or at least enjoys some muscles, hi Cram, I decided to try and, add some goofiness to the stance, or maybe not some goofiness, but make it less stern. Like we know Bartre is not that stern. He could be. Like, actually, if you look at his Binding Blade original art, whoa, then the guy is not messing around. But we already saw with the spring alt that he wants to tap more into the goofiness side of Bartre. So let's try to have this. It was really hard, actually, to come up with the right proportions, the right stance, and it made me understand that I'm still not quite at ease when it comes to burly men. So I have to work on that in the future. Someday. On my own. But yeah, after that is the long and, I wouldn't say tedious process of the line and shading and all, but it was really hard to nail the face of Bartre. I don't think it's still quite there yet, even by the end, but I'm still on the same level of satisfaction as I am with Ray, and I think this is what I have to aim for from now on, quality-wise. So, no, I did not pick the Axe sprite from Fae to make the Axe. Why would you say that? I might also have made it slightly smaller than usual. I hope you'll forgive me. And you might have noted, but the shirt is not covering all of Bartre's top. I thought it was actually a pretty nice touch. Don't ask me why. I find it's both goofy and for some reason I think it would fit really well for him. And then comes the time of the shading. And let me tell you, recently in my coloring process, I start with the lights just to make things pop a little bit more. And while this time around was no exception, I thought there was something missing. I don't know what it was. And when I started putting the shadows, there was something deeply wrong. So I might have taken Mecha's art as inspiration for the shading at some point. In the end, it was pretty interesting. I still think I don't know how I could make that better. Maybe it's because the lines are too bold. Maybe this is because of the tint of the skin. I think there is a slight problem with my shading here. But I guess this is just me being nitpicky. We can go and just look at the rest. I might have tried to put some muscles in the shading as well. They're not quite good. Not yet. I really need to work on that in my spare time. But I think it's going to make the overall piece pretty funny. This was overall a really funny design to work on. Pretty challenging as well. And now, as the process is closing on, I can already tell you who's going to be next. Someone I thought would actually be first quite earlier. But we're going back with the females this time around. Or I hope IS isn't going to take her before I do her, because next time is going to be Nidavellir Lisa. I've managed to make one per month. Let's try and make that at least one per month again. So most likely see you soon in May. And until next time, take good care of yourselves, everyone. Bye-bye!